Jack Doherty's dad is actually insane.
All right, Dad, what's one thing on your bucket list?
To buy me a mansion full of OnlyFans girls? To buy me a mansion full of OnlyFans girls?
Wait, hold up. Did we just hear a father openly telling his son that his ultimate dream is to own a mansion packed wall-to-wall with OnlyFans models? That's not just outrageous, it's downright bizarre. And the strangest part? He's saying it right in front of his own kid, like this is some kind of casual family conversation. Seriously, why is your dad talking like that? Am I the only one who finds this unsettling? If your father is hyping up the same wild mansion fantasy as you, is it really surprising that his son ended up being Jack Doherty? Honestly, what kind of parent brags about something like that in public, without even a hint of embarrassment? It's not just awkward, it's humiliating. And people online are asking the same thing. Does Jack's dad not realize how strange this looks? Or maybe he does, and just doesn't care. Because trust me, once you see what comes next, it starts to make sense.
Oh no, guys, she's outside.
You're harassing me.
I'm not harassing you.
You get it through your head that I'm suing you for all the money you made?
Dad, I'm here. It's the Karen.
And he's harassing me.
Look, her house is right there. Ding dong ditch. See if anybody comes outside. You just did it, boys. I'm so scared. They have a ring doorbell. Hello.
Are you kidding me? I'm telling my husband's school.
Take this clip for example. Jack casually handing his dad a $60,000 Rolex presidential watch. Like it's just another Tuesday flex. We'll get deeper into that Rolex later, but here's the bigger point. Jack Doherty started stacking money early and he stacked it fast. At first it all looked harmless, just another teenager blowing up on YouTube with goofy pranks. But over time the tone shifted. Jack ditched the harmless fun and leaned hard into harassment and chaos, making shock value his entire brand. And then came the infamous Dr. Phil appearance. You know how it goes. Dr. Phil loves dragging kids like this into the spotlight. The ratings go crazy, the clips go viral, and somehow the clout just multiplies. Jack wasn't even 18 yet, sitting across from Dr. Phil and promising the world that once he turned legal age, he'd quit the toxic harassment content. Sounds noble, right? Except that promise didn't even last a week. The truth is, Jack Doherty built his entire identity around being hated, and he embraced it. He even showed up on Logan Paul's podcast, proudly bragging that he bought his own house with YouTube money. But here's the kicker, he put the title in his dad's name. Let that sink in. You're a teenager pulling in millions before you can even legally buy a drink. What's a parent supposed to do? Pretend you don't approve for the cameras, shake your head like you're disappointed, but then, boom, you're showing up in the videos right alongside him, cashing in on the lifestyle.
You say you need to get out all of your obnoxious behavior before you turn 18 because then you become an adult.
Yeah, that's true.
And then your accountability gets to be a lot higher, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening with Jack Doherty and his family. This isn't parenting, it's business. Logan Paul probably should have realized it sooner. Jack wasn't training to be a YouTuber. He was training to be an over-the-top entertainer, leaning into the chaos harder than any WWE star. Every time the camera's on, it's not just content, it's a performance. And Jack has officially made himself the most hated internet train wreck of the moment. One of the wildest examples? Jack showing off his new $10 million mansion, funded by his OnlyFans management empire, and inviting his dad over like it's a wholesome family reunion. On camera, his father plays fake angry, acting upset about how Jack makes his money. But let's be honest, you could see right through it. He wasn't mad, not when his son is pocketing 50% of women's OnlyFans earnings. And here's where it gets darker. Jack's parents go back and forth. One minute they're acting concerned, saying they don't like what Jack is doing and that he's being disrespectful. The next minute they're posing in the mansion, rocking luxury gifts and living off his wealth. That's not concern, that's profit in disguise. Be real with yourself. If you tried to pull something like taking half of someone else's OnlyFans income, wouldn't your parents throw you out of the house before you even finished explaining? But if you thought that whole OnlyFans mansion moment was bad, brace yourself. It gets worse. Remember when Jack crashed his McLaren not too long ago? He was blasting down the street at nearly 70 kilometers an hour, phone in hand, and slammed hard. Most parents would have sat their kid down, laid down the law, and told them to stop acting reckless before someone got killed. But Jack's dad, he did the complete opposite. Instead of holding his son accountable, he turned into his personal defense attorney, blaming the critics and claiming Jack hadn't really done anything wrong. His actual excuse? That Jack wasn't on his phone at the exact second of impact. He was just on it a few minutes before. Really? That's the argument? That's like telling a judge, well, he only looked at his phone for 10 seconds while speeding on a wet road. Can you imagine the look on their face? And the worst part is, this isn't even a one-time slip. Every time Jack screws up, his dad swoops in with the same excuse. Jack didn't do anything wrong. It's the haters who are out of line. And then there's Kick. The platform thought they could cash in on Jack's chaos by unbanning him. But within a week, they were forced to ban him again after another reckless stunt. Instead of boosting their brand, Jack embarrassed them. It made Kick look desperate, and their reputation took another hit. But if you really want to understand why Jack acts the way he does, buckle up. Because this next piece about his dad is jaw-dropping. There's video footage of Jack as young as 12 or 13 years old, behind the wheel of a real car, with his dad's blessing. Not in a parking lot, not on private property, on actual streets, around real drivers, with zero license and zero training. His dad literally handed him the keys and laughed it off as content gold. Think about the danger, not just to Jack, but to passengers, and to every driver who unknowingly shared that road with a kid behind the wheel. Instead of teaching him responsibility, his father was teaching him recklessness, and now we're watching the consequences unfold years later. Because let's be honest, if Jack had real guidance early on, maybe he wouldn't be out here crashing McLarens and building a career off harassment. Maybe he could have become a respected creator with genuine influence. But instead, he grew up in an environment where every bad decision was rewarded, encouraged, or defended. And that's the real pattern. Jack Doherty's dad hasn't been stepping in like a parent. He's been doubling down like a business partner, publicly defending every reckless move his son makes. Take the McLaren crash backlash. Instead of letting Jack take responsibility, his father came out swinging against the critics, calling them haters and painting Jack as innocent. This is the same man who gave his kid car keys at 12 years old. And now we're supposed to believe he thinks Jack is blameless? That's not parenting. That's denial. And it's dangerous. And it's not just about cars and stunts. Jack's dad has been front and center in the content machine, smiling on camera while his son flaunts jewelry, shows off mansions, and builds an empire off controversy. He's not just watching from the sidelines, he's cashing in too. Which makes it clear, Jack Doherty didn't become this kind of creator by accident. He was shaped by parents who never told him no, never set limits, and never stepped in when things got out of control. Instead, they fueled the fire. And now Jack is spiraling further out of control, dragging his family name deeper into the mud with every new stunt. Instead of slowing down, Jack has doubled down. Exotic cars, million-dollar parties, piles of cash tossed around like confetti. It's all content, all flex, and zero maturity. And right there in the background, his dad, clapping along like this is some kind of achievement instead of a warning sign. This isn't a normal father-son bond. This is a partnership built on clout and cash. Jack buys his dad Rolex watches and slides him into multi-million-dollar mansions. And in return, his dad defends every reckless move. That's not love, that's loyalty to money. And the wildest part, none of this is hidden. It's all out there in the open, documented for millions of viewers to see. From letting a 12-year-old drive, to excusing a dangerous McLaren crash, to pretending to be outraged at OnlyFans money while quietly enjoying the benefits. Jack's dad has shown the world he's not here to stop his son, he's here to push him further. At this point, Jack Doherty isn't just a reckless YouTuber. He's the product of years of toxic parenting, where money and fame replaced discipline and guidance. And now the entire internet is watching the consequences unfold in real time. So here's the real question. If Jack's parents had stepped in earlier, set rules, and actually guided him instead of chasing the fast cash, could they have saved him from this downward spiral? Instead, they let fame raise him. And now the damage looks permanent. The early success, the millions, the spotlight. It didn't build Jack up. It tore him down. And now look at him. Banned from Kick. His reputation in shambles. And no steady income to hold on to. Even platforms that tried to ride his chaos eventually kicked him to the curb. So what do you think? Did his parents ruin him by enabling everything from the start? Or was Jack doomed the moment he tasted fame? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you want more deep dives into stories just like this one.